Since the creation of the Premier League in 1992, only a single team outside of Liverpool or Manchester has lifted the title. This was true until the 2015-2016 Premier League season ended, and Leicester City were named champions. Bookies' odds at the beginning of the season had them 3-1 for being relegated from the top flight, which means placed in a lower division, and they were given 5,000-1 odds of lifting the title that season, which pretty much the biggest underdogs in the entire league. Ranieri admitted in an interview that he told his players, quote, "It's this year or never. In an era where money counts for everything, we give hope to everyone." There were 3 reasons why Leicester City were able to overcome the odds and win the 2016 Premier League. My name is Carter Berry, and today I will explain how exceptional staff, incredible players, and sheer luck were able to make Leicester City's title dreams become a reality. We have to start out with the staff and Steve Walsh, their assistant manager. He's also their head of scouting, and he used analytics to recruit players. This can be compared to the movie Moneyball if you've seen that. He was able to acquire world-class talent for cutthroat prices. ESPN FC claims that Leicester City spent $67 million, while rivals Tottenham spent $200 million, Arsenal spent $300 million, and Manchester City spent $515 million. These players would go to waste if it wasn't for Claudio Ranieri, though. He's an experienced manager before he came to Leicester, who managed over 30 years in Spain, Italy, and England. He was well respected, but he had never won any top honors anywhere. At Leicester, he instituted a counter-attacking style that was very direct. And he made sure to stick to his guns, and when his players were playing well, he would keep them in for long periods of the game. He finished the season with only 3 losses, and he showed how effective a direct counter-attacking style can be. 3 players propelled Claudio Ranieri and Leicester City to the title. N'Golo Kanté, who was scouted through analytics by Walsh, is a short, 5'7" French center midfielder. But he is a beast, let me tell you. He has incredible stamina and defensive abilities that are world class. He led the league in stats for tackles and interceptions, which is 2 categories that are normally held by a defender and normally 2 different people. Next, we have Riyad Mahrez, which is an Algerian winger that played for Leicester. According to Jonathan Northcrafts, which is the author of Fearless, the Amazing Leicester City Story, he said that critics were claiming that Mahrez was too soft to play in the Premier League before he joined Leicester, but he proved them all wrong, as he has amazing technique, which is his dribbling, his crossing, and his shooting ability. He was able to finish the season with 17 goals and 11 assists, contributing directly to 28 out of 62 of Leicester's goals, and he's the first African ever to win the PFA Player of the Year, which is a players' award voted in the Premier League given to the best player of the year. Jamie Vardy, though, is the true champion of Leicester City. He came from humble beginnings, starting in 8th Division side Stocksbridge Steels, where he was working part-time in a factory. He bounced around England's lower leagues for about 5 years until he was, guess what, scouted by Joe Walsh using analytics. His play style encompasses an incredible strike and blistering pace. As described by manager Claudio Ranieri, this is not a footballer, this is a fantastic horse. He was even good enough to break a 13-year record by scoring in 11 consecutive Premier League games. Most importantly for Leicester City, however, it was the luck that allowed them to win the title. The top other teams in England were underperforming. To quote NBC Sports national columnist Joe Paznansky, for a long time in baseball, small market teams would grumble about how they had no chance against the Yankees, but the Yankees are just one team, and one team can have a down year. The Premier League has 5 Yankees. It's crazy to think that 5 teams as big as the Yankees could all have off years, but it actually happened in 2016. No one was able to match the consistency of Leicester, and Leicester were complete underdogs and completely underestimated for a majority of their season. They were able to accumulate a total 7 1-0 wins, which is the closest margin of victory in football. A dramatic late push in the season in March, they even won 4 consecutive games by a score of 1-0. when their title hopes were on the line. Leicester City were able to be named champions of the Premier League and of England because of exceptional staff like Steve Walsh and his use of analytics while scouting, Claudio Ranieri's direct counter-attacking style, and world-class trio of players of N'Golo Kante with his endless stamina and defensive masterclass, Mahrez with his silky touch and creative abilities, and Vardy's deadly pace and lethal shot. But let's not forget the luck. Remember, 5 other that are teams that are normally incredibly dominant had off years, and Leicester were able to secure 7 different 1-0 wins, which is games that are decided by a single moment. Most importantly for Leicester, however, it was their belief that they could be champions that propelled them to the title. Thank you all. You've been a fantastic audience.